Hello guys, and welcome in a new video of our backend learning path. First of all, I just wanna answer a quick question. Is our boot.dev courses free? Well, the simple answer is yes. They are all free. All the content is free. So why we are paying? Simply is the interactivity. So if you are not a member, you will lose this kind of features, starting with bots, which is AI tutorial, the beer, lesson submission and verification, progress tracking, solution viewing, spellbook, interactive sheets. This is so amazing feature. Achievement, XP and quests, certificates and completion. So yeah guys, that's why I'm sharing with you my path of learning, because it's free, so there is no copyright issues, I guess. I'm not really sure, but I will contact the support team anyways. They actually give you guys in every course there is 3 chapters. For example, in learning code in Python, there is these 4 chapters. They are free. They have, even if you are not a member, you can interact with. It's amazing. It deserves to try it. So I have already completed this, but I will today relearn this book. So go guys, play with this, mess with it, learn, have fun. Alright, let's get started.
Scope. Scope refers to where a variable or function name is available to be used. For example, when we create variables in a function, such as by giving names to our parameters, that data is not available outside of that function. Example, def subtract xy, return x minus y, result equals subtract 5, 3. Name x is not defined. When the subtract function is called, we assign 5 to the variable x, but x only exists in the code within the subtract function. If we try to print x outside of that function, then we won't get a result. In fact, we'll get a big fat error.
Now, once you understand that a function is basically just an easily reused block of code, the next most important thing is to understand function scope, or more generally, just how scope works in Python. See, variables can't always be used anywhere within the context of a large program. They're only available within their scope. And when a code base gets to be millions and millions of lines long, you're really thankful for scope, because you don't want to accidentally be reusing the same variable names all over the place. So let's start with what you probably already know, the global scope. Take a look at this code, x equals 5. This code is fully dedented to the left. It's not within the context of a function, so it exists in the global scope. And that means it's going to be available anywhere within this file. Now, it gets trickier because every time you define a new function, take a look at this one, do some math, that function gets its own little scope. In the variables a and b, the parameters, they'll only be available within the context of that function, right? The indented block. Same with the value c. Because we declared it within the scope of that function, it's only available within that function. Now, we can call do some math, pass in 1 and 2, and we'd expect to get the result of 6, and that does work. What we can't do is try to access the variable c outside of the function definition. We'll get this nasty error. We also cannot access the arguments of the function, a and b, again, outside of the function declaration. They're only available within the body of the function. So we can't access variables that are within a function scope outside of the function, but can it go the other way around? And it turns out it can, because the global scope is a parent scope of any functions declared within it. So if we move c outside of the function, set it equal to 3 right before the function's defined, we actually can still use c within the function. And then again, we can call do some math with 1 and 2, and we'll get back 6. So remember, scope works down, but not up. Child scopes inherit values or access to values from their parent scopes, but not the other way around.
So guys, let's just explain this. So if we do this, if we run, we are going to get x is not defined. So can we do this? Now if we print x, we should get 5. Okay, like this work now because it's inside the function. You know, x is defined, assigned inside the function. So if we print again, oops. Okay, if we print result, okay, yeah, if we print results, we are going to get the first print, which is x here, which is same 5. If we print the result, which is the subtract of 5 minus 3, 5 minus 3, x minus y, 5 minus 3 is 2. So therefore, if we're gonna access x outside the scope, outside the function, we can't. We're gonna get undefined. Okay, now let's get to our example here.
Assignment. Find the bug in the code on line 10. We're using variable names from the wrong scope. Fix it.
By the way, guys, run is like it just execute the code, but submit is like deploy. So if the submit is wrong, you will lose XP. But run, it's okay, you can run as much as you can. So we have this function get max health, which takes modifier and level as parameter and returns the multiplication of them. Then we declare the variable my modifier and give it value 5 and my level with value 10. Then we store the function's outputs in a new variable called max health. After that we print the result. Now modifier and level, see these arguments, they are the same as this, which is wrong. Instead, we should use our variables here, my modifier and my level. So if we do, as you can see, name modifier is not defined. But if we use my modifier and run, we see level is not defined. So my level is 50. Yeah. Modifier times level. Modifier 5 times 10 is 50. Scope chapter is free, by the way, you can go and mess with it. Alright, let's submit. Cool.